Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining this session. My name is Orzuma. I would be hosting this session. I am the CEO of Jamboree, and I have been with Jamboree for the last 18 years. Jamboree itself has been around since 1993. So, in the last 32 years, all we have focused on are these handful of exams: GRE, GMAT, TOEFL, IELTS, and university applications. So, in a sense, we are the specialists in this domain. Unlike others, we don't do tons of things. We do a few things and we do them very well. We have been working with ISB since its inception. Every year, dozens of Jamboree students study at ISB, and ISB, we actually also work very closely with the Jamboree ISB alumni. Today, we are proud to host ISB, and to represent ISB, we have Kaushik Rai. Hello, Kaushik. I hope you can hear us.
Hi, Rameya. Thank you so much.
So, Kaushik, I would invite you to speak a little bit about yourself and then lead the session, like by talking about new program, the new program that is for people with less than 2 years of work experience. And with this program, so now ISB boasts of having something for the entire spectrum of students, right from people who are still in college to people who have tens of years of work experience. So congratulations to ISB on
Thank you.
covering the entire range of the MBA experience in India. So over to you, Kaushik.
Thank you so much. Am I audible?
Yes, we can hear you.
Sure. So, hi everyone. My name is Kaushik, and I'm one of the regional managers for admissions and financial aid at Indian School of Business. Today, I'm going to take you through the small journey of last 23 years of ISP and the new program, which is postgraduate program in management for young leaders, which is meant for people with 0 to 2 years of work experience. This lady in the webinar, her name is Kavya. She asked, "Is work experience mandatory?" No, Kavya. Let me answer your questions right here. In the beginning of the session, no, work experience is not mandatory. It is one of the, optional things. Yeah. So let's start the presentation. Yeah. So ISB started back in 2001 with a vision to be the top business school in the country, creating future leadership pipeline for India as well as for the world. And then founders, they thought not to reinvent the wheel, but to partner with the existing best B schools. That's how we partnered with Kellogg and Wharton. They happen to be our associate founding B schools, wherein we do not have just faculty and student exchange. The curriculum which we followed at ISB is with these two schools. Yeah. Later, we partnered with the LBS, which is London Business School, which you can see on your screen, and a Pleasure School at Tufts University. These are the foremost schools known for the best research practices, and that's where we get our research expertise from. So much so that now there are 11 research centers and institutes on re- at ISP, yeah, which you'll get to see in my following slide. Yeah. And these are not just four partnerships. Actually, now there are 50 plus partnerships now. Again, you will see in my following slide. Talking about the recognitions and accreditation, we are the first school in India, 100th school globally, and the youngest one globally as well as India to be accredited with all three triple crown, which is AACSB, IPCS, and AMBA. These are three global bodies based out of Europe, US, and in UK. And there's nothing beyond triple crown. This as of now, this is the highest a business school can have it. Yeah. So ISB, we are honored and privileged to have all three accreditations, right? And ISB has achieved a lot in last 23 years of journey. Our efforts have been recognized by the leadership of the country, time and again. And we had an honor and privilege of hosting the current Prime Minister a few 2.5 years back when we were celebrating 20 years of ISB, and he had a few good things to talk about. Yeah, so let's hear him out.
के टॉप बिजनेस स्कूलों में से एक है। आईएसबी से निकलने वाले जो प्रोफेशनल्स हैं वे देश के बिजनेस को गति दे रहे हैं, बड़ी बड़ी कंपनियों का मैनेजमेंट संभाल रहे हैं। यहाँ के स्टूडेंट्स ने अनेक स्टार्टअप बनाए हैं, अनेकों यूनिकॉर्न्स निर्माण में उनकी भूमिका रही है। ये आईएसबी के लिए उपलब्धि तो है ही, पूरे देश के लिए गर्व का विषय भी है।
Right. So Prime Minister was talking about ISB being recognized as one of the top leading B school in Asia. And I would like to take you through the our current rankings. We are ranked number 1 in India, number 5 in Asia, and number 31 globally. So yeah, this is what the ranking of ISB is currently. Moving on, the new program. So it is 20 months full-time residential program, which is going to start just on Hyderabad campus to start with. Yeah, so there are three major components to it, the three pillars of the PGP YL advantage. The first one is a high conventional thinking. The program is designed in such a way that it's going to be a very different program from the conventional MBAs which are there in the country. There are elements of tech, data, and analytics which have been embedded into each and every course which we have at ISP. Yeah. Program will be taken by, same set of faculty who teach on the 1 year program, 70 plus of them, they are the same set of faculty will teach on this program also. There are going to be people from all walks of life. The diversity, it's huge at ISB, and we will follow in this program also. Yeah. The program, that there's going to be absolutely robust career support and lifelong learning. ISB believes in lifelong learning. Your learning journey doesn't stop after your graduation. No, that's one of the stepping stone. There are SIGs, special interest group, which are run by alums. You can be a part of it, and we have this program. There's going to be 100% placement assistance, unlike like other program which we have at the PGP. Also, the program, the placement as at ISB is not run by students, unlike other schools. We have a professional team which runs the placement part of it. There's a huge team which is based in Hyderabad campus. There are 4 of them in 4 various parts of the country. There are 2 functioning internationally. So their job is to source and get roles from those companies, and then yeah. So this is how it is. And people who will graduate in 2027, they will be the part of the same alumni group. Yes, we are doing 20 months MIM equivalent, MBA equivalent program for the first time, but it's not that the people who will graduate, they'll have a separate alum group. No, we have 16,000 plus alums, out of which 12,000 plus of them from PGP, and the rest of them from PGP Suite program, the Pro Max and the Family Business MFAP program. So people will graduate, they'll be the part of the same alumni group, right? So this program will also have, experiential learning and internship across diverse industries. Learning, it is not just limited to the classroom learning. There are going to be learning beyond classroom through clubs and associations, which we have it. Yeah. So this is about the in nutshell about the program. There's this next video about it is by our current dean, Professor Madan Pelutla. He has to talk about the program. So let's hear him out. Yeah.
The postgraduate program in management for young leaders is an exciting new program, and it will bring all of the different faculties of ISB, all of the different unique propositions that ISB has to offer, it will bring to the program. So what are those unique propositions? We are going to bring in a class of outstanding young people, a very diverse set of people into the classroom. These are people who are going to be leaders in the future. So we're going to train them in a fashion that their potential can be maximized as they go out into their career. The second is a curriculum that is backed up by rigorous research. It's the exact same thing that we do in our other programs, we will be doing here. We believe at this point in time that data or analytics or technology are not standalone skills. These are skills that have to be built into every course that we have, and that's what we're going to be doing. So that as people graduate from our program, after having spent the time doing all of the different courses, also interacting with industry in the form of projects, in the form of internships, they are job ready. Right now, if you go out and ask people in the corporate world, you ask them, what is it that differentiates an ISB graduate? They point out that an ISB graduate comes in there ready to roll up their sleeves and start working. We believe that we can do that with our graduates, even in this pre-experience program that we are launching.
All right, so let's move on to the faculty bit. It is very important to have a stellar faculty, and at ISB we follow a very unique model called portfolio model faculty, wherein we have resident faculty, visiting faculty, and clinical faculty. I already talked about resident faculty. There are 70 plus of them. They reside on the campus. They are the one who are going to teach for on this program. Yeah. Visiting faculty, we have 50 plus collaborations I already spoke about. From those collaborations, we have a pool of 200 plus world-renowned faculty from top, schools. So not just resident faculty, there are 200 plus visiting faculty also. And mind you, whenever the visiting faculty visit ISP, they do not come for one odd lecture; they come for entire term. Yeah. So PGP, it's about 1.5 month of time, and then somewhat similar duration for this program also. And they will be living on campus, so there's a lot of opportunity which is there if people are interested in networking with faculty, if they want to involve in research or any bit of it. So yeah, you can network with them beyond classroom also. Clinical faculty, they're not faculty as such. That's why they're not mentioned here. They are the subject matter expert of the respective domain or the industry which they represent. Yeah. Uh, one fine example what ISP has to offer is Dr. Edward Roger. He served NASA, the American Space Agency, for over 2 decades. Retired, I guess, 3.5 years back. Have been teaching at ISP, over 1 decade now. Yeah, and what does he teaches? Managing business complexities. Yeah, we often say it's not a rocket science. So when we say rockets, it's not a rocket science. What do we mean? I mean, I know you guys can't unmute yourself, but fine. Let me just tell you. So we mean to say it's not that tough. Rocket science is considered very tough, right? So job of a scientist is to deal with complexities day in and out. Yeah. So this is what exactly he teaches. Managing business complexities. He has a startup also. He's written a couple of books. He's available, on LinkedIn, or you can Google about him. Yeah. CEOs, CXOs, CMOs, CFOs of various organizations, companies. They will be the part of the clinical faculty. They'll come at every on regular basis, and they'll be teaching in the program. Yeah. Moving on from the faculty bit. These are the few global collaborations which we could fit in one slide, and you can have a look at it. And the detailed downloads there on the website after this session if you're interested. If you haven't gone to the website, kindly have your own research. Now there are a few tech schools also which have come into picture. Yeah. Moving on, the PGP YL learning journey. So again, 3 pillars to it. There's going to be analytical foundation. Tech, data, analytics, all those things which have been built into each and every course. So there is going to be basics. I mean, everything will be covered from basics because there are people from all walks of life, the engineers, non-engineers, and everything. So people who are from non-engineering background need not to worry. Everything will be covered from basics. So there's going to be analytical foundation program, functional expertise, which is into uh, your accounting, your marketing, finance, all those things, working efficiently in organization. In this, you'll be able to develop key skills of communication, presence, motivation, and influence, which will help you manage teams and lead and thrive in the workplace. Yeah. Customized learning pathways. You can craft your own learning journey. ISB has no role to play in when it comes to what electives you choose, what specialization you want to take it. Yeah, we are not the school which believe that if you do not have certain score in your UG or in your test, which is GMAT, GRE, or CAT, you can't go for a marketing or finance. Absolutely not. As there's no role to play, you can craft your own learning path, your customized learning journey. There are going to be 70 plus electives which is going to be there. You can choose from them, and you can craft your own learning journey, right? detailed download about, on curriculum, it will be updated in about, say, 3 to 4 weeks of time on the website. And then you can have a look. Yeah. Second comes the business in action. The first one into it is innovation through design, exploration, and actionable solutions. In short, we call it ideas. It is nothing but a field oriented learning experience. Yeah. So whatever you will have a learning journey in classroom on regular basis, in a different tenure, you will get to experience in field also, in terms of, in corporate, in terms of projects, assignments, and all those things. There's going to be an internship, a mandatory summer internship. Yeah. In 1 year program, PGP, we never had an internship. Experiential learning was there, but that is not equivalent to an internship. This program, internship is mandatory, because there are going to be people from 0 to 2 years of work, right? Even if people have, say, 1 year of work, they might have changed a company or a couple of them. So here, internship is mandatory, right? Third bit is a pivot, platform for innovation and venture oriented thinking. So we have an ecosystem called iVenture. It is nothing but an entrepreneurship wing of ISB, under which we have D Labs on Hyderabad campus, EIC on Atal Incubation Center. If at any point of time, if you're interested in entrepreneurship, maybe immediately or after few years, you can approach them anytime. You got not to be a part of ISB to approach them. No, if you're approach them, anytime you can approach them. So pivot is this is going to be comprehensive hands-on experience in building and launching successful ventures. So people will get hands-on experience working with various startups in D Labs, which is happening on Hyderabad campus. That how to build your own venture, how to launch it, right? Idea of it is not just to create entrepreneurs, also to think from a perspective of entrepreneurs wherever you are working. you know so you got not to be an entrepreneur, or you got not to have an idea to go for a pivot. Absolutely not. If you're opting for placement, opting for a corporate job, and or opting for a particular role, you should think from a perspective wherein, I mean, from entrepreneurship point of view, from an entrepreneurial view. So this is what the idea of pivot. A global perspective, of course, a program is happening in India. There are going to be global case studies. So there's a very, very global program happening in India, and all 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 sort of case studies, global Indian, through which the program will be, in program it will be taught. Also, there's going to be an exchange, or an immersion that is still getting worked out. Things will be updated in about a month's time. So there is going to be either an immersion, a global immersion, or an exchange with the partner schools which we have it. Yeah, that's going to be in second year. Yeah. Moving on, this is how the academic calendar is going to look like. Year one starts from July, and then towards the end of November and December, you will have your summer placements for internship. You don't need to worry that you don't need to get your own roles for internships. No, if you have it, great. If you don't have it, no, and no need to worry. We have a very robust, very active placement team, which will they will help you out, right? And then towards March and April, you'll start your internship, which will go until May, and after that you come on the campus in June, and then yeah, this is how it is. And in February, people will graduate. Yeah, before that, towards the end of October, November, or early November, your placements will start. Which will go on till December. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. Moving on, research at ISB. I talked about in initial slides. Dean talked about research bits. So these are the research centers and institutes which are there at ISB, which we have got it, with help of our global collaborations, or with the help of corporates and business houses in the country. We are ranked number one in India by Financial Times in terms of ranking, and then number 52 globally. Right. So Center for Analytical Finance, Center for Business Markets, Center for Learning and Technology Excellence, Srini Raju Center for IT and Network Economy, Bharati Institute of Public Policy, Max Institute of Healthcare Management, Munjal Institute of Global Manufacturing, Punch Lloyd, so on and so forth, right? So this is what it is. And Moving on, program to start with, it's going to happen just on Hyderabad campus. Very beautiful campus there, almost there. There's heart of the city, 270 plus acres, all facilities which you imagine that it's there at ISP. There are enough and more videos available on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube. You can have a look, right? And career and professional development, I have already mentioned about it. It's going to start from the very first month, when you will have your exploration foundation here. You will understand industry and roles, which will enable you to make informed decisions about your learning and career choices. There's going to be an workshop excelling at a workplace and coaching, wherein it is designed practical skills workshops in form of summer internship, post internship. There's going to be self reflection and group and individual coaching, and this is all a part of the 20 months curriculum which is there. Yeah. Moving on, life at ISP. I already talked about uh, uh, it is very vibrant, very active. We have all sort of people on campus. There are enough and more sports facilities, all sports facilities to be precise. I mean, if you're a cricket enthusiast, if you're into badminton, if you're into volleyball, or if you are into badminton, anything, tennis, squash, all those things, all sports facilities which they are available on campus. We have something called Graduate Student Board. It is a student body which is a democratic and elected student body, which is meant for the welfare of students as well as school. It is led by a president, and then those clubs, finance, marketing, ops, social, professional clubs, right? So there are social clubs, there are professional clubs, and these club heads are elected. It there is, after the orientation week, which goes on for about 7 to 10 days, election happens. People nominate themselves for one position. I mean, if you are interested, it's not a mandatory thing. If you're interested in running for a a president or one of the clubs, you have to nominate yourself. You have to come up with your manifesto, that what you intend to do during your tenure for the welfare of your cohort as well as school, right? On that basis, voting happens, and then people choose their representative, right, to lead those clubs. These clubs, they organize a lot of activities, beyond classroom. They invite subject matter experts, so on and so forth. And then, again, this is going to be very, very important bit when it comes to learning, right? So this is what it is. Moving on, alum network, I have already talked about. 16,000 plus alums in across PGP, PGP Max, M5, and PGP Pro. And the people who graduate will be part of the same program. 900 plus of them already as CEOs, so top leadership, big fancy market positions. 1,000 plus of our entrepreneurs, alums, either they came from the family business background, or they have started their startups after graduating from ISP, and out of it there are about 11 unicorns. Yeah, a business school which is little over 20 years old has already produced 11, 20 unicorns. Yeah, and alum network is spread across 60 countries. Yes, majority of them are in India, all major cities. 7% of them in US, 2% of them in African continent, 5% of them in Europe, Middle East, 6% in Southeast Asia. Yeah. Moving on from the alum network, the admission, the most important bit. The three major components to it. You got to be a graduate. You should have a bachelor degree, at least for the by June 15th. You got to be a graduate, and there are three tests which are accepted now. Valid GMAT and GRE. Why? Because GMAT and GRE scores are valid for 5 years. Uh, if you have taken if you've already taken your GMAT or GRE, go ahead and apply and do it with your application. Yeah, or CAT 2024 score, not CAT. I mean the CAT which happened in month of November, results for which came out in December. So if you have appeared for CAT, you can also apply to PGP YL. Yeah, work experience, reiterating. You can be an absolute fresher, or maybe few months of work experience, up to 24 months, not beyond 24 months, not even a day extra beyond 24 months by June 15th. Yeah, by June 15th, if you are below 24 months of work experience, you are very much eligible to apply to this program. Yeah, additional requirements, that's TOEFL and IELTS. If your uh, you know, if your UG was not in English, it was in any of the regional languages of India. It could be, it could be Kannada, Tamil, Hindi, Telugu, Marathi, Gujarati, anything, any other language than English. That's when TOEFL or IELTS is required. If it's English, TOEFL and IELTS are not required. Yeah. There are two selection stages, stage one and stage two. Stage one is application. You need to create your login. You need to fill up your basic application, your academic details. In case of your work experience, your professional details, um, and there are three essays and then one LOR. LOR at ISB, just one LOR is required, that too through application portal. Recommendation part in the application it's known as LOR. You need to enter 7 or 8 details of the person who's going to do your LOR. Yeah, and then you got to trigger a link from the link for the LOR, and the person in about 5-10 minutes will receive it, whether it's an inbox or junk. That's when you need to figure out, and then ask the person to open the link and do your LOR. Yeah, give the person who's going to do your LOR some time. It shouldn't be a last minute thing. That's today, if today is a deadline, you are triggering the link today. No, don't do that. LOR, it's very important. It can actually make a break your application. Yeah, so take it very, very seriously. One LOR, that too through your application portal. Yeah, also, if you are yet to graduate or you have been graduated recently, maybe few months back, uh, you can go back to your any of the faculty, not dean, director, deputy dean, or anybody. It can, or HOD, it can be anyone in last 3 years, 4 years. If you have worked with any of the faculty in your UG, can do your LOR. Yeah, if you have done internship, you can get your LOR professionally also. If you're a working professional, either of it is fine. I mean, yeah, I mean, if you are touching almost 2 years of work ex, by 15 June, go for a professional LOR, not academic. Yeah, because in last 2 years you must have acquired few skill sets about which the faculty might not be they might not be aware of those skill sets which you have acquired in last an year and a half. Yeah, if you have just done an internship, either of it is fine. It can be from a professional in terms of your internship. Ideally it should be professional, because if you have done engineering, it's a 4 years program. Somebody who's seen your growth in last 3.5, 4 years can do justification to your LOR than somebody who has just seen you for 2, 3 months, 4 months in an internship, right? Similarly, if you are into a 3 years UG program, so somebody who has done you who have seen you for more than 2 years can do justification than somebody who has just seen you for 2, 3 months, 4 months, depending for how long your internship was. Yeah, so either of it is fine, right? If you're shortlisted, you will have an interview. If you're further shortlisted, you'll be the part of the class. You'll have an offer letter. Yeah, we will take questions. Do not take 5 minutes to type. I'm very much there for another half an hour to take your questions. I'm almost done with the presentation. Yeah. Fee structure, absolutely competitive with the leading MBA programs in the country. 21.65 lakhs plus 18% GST. That's the 2 years fee, 2 years tuition fee, and 3.95 lakhs. That's the accommodation fee for 2 years. Yeah, it includes your admission, commitment, tuition fee, course material, stay on campus, and ISB alumni service fee. Yeah, and there are enough and more scholarships available. Few of it is listed here. Okay, so let me tell you, scholarship application is different from the main application. You might get maybe a couple of days extra to do your scholarship application. Uh, I mean, it is not the part of the main application. Yeah. So there's this need-based scholarship. If uh, if your income and your parents' income, yeah, it is below 18 lakhs, 18 lakhs. If it's below 18 lakhs, you are eligible for need come merit based scholarship. You need to write an essay, and then you need to come up with a last 6 months of bank statement or ITR or all those things. You need to attach as a proof, and then you need to write an essay that why do you deserve this scholarship. Yeah. There is merit based scholarship, diversity based scholarship. That comes automatically. You don't need to write anything for that. It all depends on your application, your interview scores, and all those things. And it can be up to 100% also. Merit based as well as need based. And ISB is planning to give 40 to 50% of the class with some or the other scholarship. 40 to 50% of the class with some or the other scholarship up to 100%. It's huge. Yeah, so need not to worry. Just in case you haven't received any scholarship while you got an offer letter, no worries. There are enough and more loans available. All leading banks in the country, be it PSU bank or government bank or private bank, any and every bank will give you a loan. There are, they offer very competitive interest rate, and it's going to be an absolutely collateral free loan. You don't need to mortgage your land or the property or the gold, uh, anything to get the loan. Yeah, as long as you have an offer letter from ISP, you are eligible for a loan. Yeah, so need not to worry. Deadline 16 March 2025. That's for the round two. Round one is already done. And 11:59 p.m. Yeah, I've mentioned the time also. And these are touch points. Take a screenshot of it. That's the number. It has been updated. If you have, attended our sessions earlier on webinar, there's a change in the number. It's there updated on the website also. The same number, PGP YL at isp.edu. That's the email address. You need to write to us if you have anything, any query, any concern. Write to us at pgpyl at isp.edu. And that's the URL for the program, and then that's where you can start your application. Pretty sure all of you are active on Facebook and Instagram, so please follow our admission page. A lot of uh, stories, news, and all comes on those pages also. Yeah, and with this, I've come to the end of the presentation. I'll stay on this page
Right.
again for another.
I think
uh,
Kaushik, you may want to just put your number and chat in the and the email ID in the chat. I think that might be
Email ID, yes,
nice.
I'll do that. Yeah, yeah,
Right,
not a
right,
problem.
right,
Yeah.
right.
So
So
with this, I've come to the end of the presentation. We are open for question. I've stopped sharing my screen.
right,
Yeah.
right. So, Kaushik, a couple of questions. So, like these are some questions that I have been sent by some of our students who are currently in the classroom, hence not able to attend. So, I'll
Okay.
just pose those to you. So, we have a student. So, she wants to know that she has done her bachelor's degree and then she did her master's degree, and but she did not have work experience. She has been on a like a family break for the last 1.5 years. So her question is, should she be applying for the YL? I mean, is she eligible for the YL program? So she has a master's degree, no work experience, but there's a 1.5 year post her master's degree.
Okay. So, ma'am, is her bachelor's and master's in continuation?
Yes, in
Continuation, as
continuation.
in there shouldn't be any break or more than
Oh yeah,
maybe.
it's in continuation.
Yeah. So very much eligible. Yeah.
So there's another case. Now, this is a typical Delhi case where there's a student who finished his bachelor's degree. Then he started preparing for the UPSC exams. So there's a 3 year gap. So see, he has not been working. He has not been doing anything for the last 3 years. Been preparing for the UPSC exams and taking them. And but now he doesn't want to continue on that path and wants to apply for his MBA. So his question is he eligible for the YL program?
Very much, very much, very much. So there's an
So yeah.
option that, do you have a gap or something? It's there in the application. Both of them, they need to highlight yes and the reason. And civil services and the government exam, it's a very valid reason that these tests, it takes time. So that's fine. Very much eligible. Yeah.
And it is another case where this student, she did her bachelor's degree, BTech, then worked for 1 year, then did MTech. So that is a full-time degree. She the MTech degree. And then after that, now like she has been working on her own startup and has not taken off yet. So that's not official work experience, so to say. But she wants to know whether she is eligible for the YL.
I guess no, but I need to check. You need to allow me time till Monday. I will get back to you to Namrita on this. Just ask her to remind me. I will get back to her on this case. I need to check on this whether, because there's this gap of 1 year where she worked full time. I need to check
Right.
on that. I'll get back to Namrita on this.
I'm sorry, but these are all questions to which we did not have a direct answer. So I don't know why not
No
get it from the
problem.
horse's mouth. So there's another student. So he did his bachelor's degree, BCom, and then been working in helping out with his father's business, family business. No, so but not drawing a salary. Just a regular Indian family setup. Been doing that for the last 3 years now. So that's not paid work experience. So should he be applying for the YL program? Is he eligible for the YL program?
Very much.
Okay. Well, so
For
if
how
it's like
long he has been working with the family
three
business?
years,
three
post his
years.
3 years, yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yes, very much eligible. But okay, so 3 year, it's after graduation or before graduation?
Yes, after graduation.
After graduation, but not drawing a
Yeah.
salary.
No, no, because his father has a shop and he's been helping out with the shop. So that way.
Yes, can apply, not a problem.
All right. Okay, so thank you for your patience. Now we'll, I think, go over the questions in
Yeah,
the
so if
chat.
we can ask
I
them to raise their
Right,
hand, and then somebody asked, I guess his name is Yesh or something, that by when can somebody write GMAT or GRE? Uh, you can choose to take your test anytime on a before deadline. You can choose to take your test even on 16th of March. Yeah. You can apply with unofficial scores. There's absolutely no problem, but report your scores to ISB as soon as you're done with the test. There's an option that you can report your tests to five schools for free. So yeah, do that, and you can choose to take your test even on the day of the deadline. Ma'am, if you can ask them to raise their hand, then we can.
yeah, I would request if you have a question, please raise your hand. We'll give you mic access, and then it will be easier for you to ask and us to also get
Yeah, I mean,
interact into questions.
rather than typing
Right, 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 right,
5 minutes, it's better to raise your
right,
hand, and then yeah.
right.
I
So,
guess.
Shubham, Seth, you can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Hello.
Hi,
Yeah.
Shubham.
Hello, Kaushik sir. So my
Hi.
question is that as part of my engineering, we had compulsory two internships, each of 6 months. And on top of that, I am also running a startup, which has also been roughly 2 years, which is a registered LLP company. So by any chance, do I cross the threshold of 24 months? I can apply or can I not apply?
Okay, so your internships during your graduation won't be considered as full-time work
Okay.
That's one part. Since they were mandatory, they're part of the program. So no, that won't be considered as work. In which year you graduated, Shubham?
I will graduate this June, July.
Oh, you're yet to graduate.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, very much, very much. So see, anything which you do during your graduation, whether it is internship or your own startup, even if it's registered, it won't be considered as full-time work. It will be considered as part-time work.
Okay,
And
and
this is for everyone, not an
okay.
engineering. If there are non-engineers here, I'm sure that there are quite a few. So it applies to everyone. Anything and everything which you do during your graduation, even if it is full time, you're earning of a salary, it's not considered as full-time work.
Okay, and just a quick follow-up question. If I have to take an LOR, do I prefer taking it from my professors or from the corporate network I have?
It's totally on you. It can be, I mentioned, I spoke for
There is
2 3.
no weightage as such, right? Because I was confused as
There
to
is no
which
weightage to the
reference to.
profile who's doing your LOR. It's not the designation or the organization or the name of the person that matters. It's the content in that LOR about you that matters. That has a weightage, not the person who's doing. That doesn't matter.
So, Shubham, just to add to that, if in one of your subjects, let's say you have scored very well, you have written a paper or done something on, you don't take it from that professor. Or if in one of your internships, let's say you did something really amazing, then you can take from that person as well. But if the internship was like less than 2 3 months, then it would not be a good thing. Your professor would have known you for a year versus the person under whom you did the internship. So just, but yeah, whichever LOR puts you in the best possible light, I guess, you have to pick that.
Thank you
And
so
this
much.
is not just for Shubham, everybody else. I just
Yes.
would like to again reiterate what Kaushik said, that anything that you have done during your bachelor's degree. So there are people who do the bachelor's degree through correspondence or something and work full time. No, that is fine. The work experience that he's talking about of being less than 2 years, no, that is post bachelor's. So uh, yeah, just to clarify that. Okay, Aparna Singh, you can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Hi,
Hello.
Aparna.
Hi,
Hi, Aparna.
sir. Hi. So my name is Aparna, and I did my bachelor's in BA Honors Political Science from Delhi University, and then I got enrolled into masters. Then I took a gap of a year and I prepared for NET. I'm currently working as an assistant professor in a private university in Indore, and I have 20 months of experience. Now, over the
20
past,
months of work experience till today.
yeah, yes.
Okay.
Now, over the few months, I've realized that my interest in academia has waned over time, and I think my true passion lies in the field of marketing. I'm interested in pursuing a MBA program, and I have few questions about it. My first question is, I wish to know if I stand a chance to get into ISB considering my profile, as I do not have any conventional experience. As I also saw on your profile, on ISB's website, that the 2024 class intake had only 4% of people from education and research. Secondly,
That's for the PGP. That's for
for
the
the
PGP.
PGP, yes, for the PGP, yes. And also, how can I strengthen my profile if I want to maximize my chances for admission? And my last question, even if I do stand a chance, should I consider a PGP program or a PGP YL?
Okay, so you do not have work experience, okay, so it has been in everything has been in continuation, right? Your UG.
Yeah, UG and PG have been in continuation. Then I took a 1 year gap to prepare for UGC NET examination. I cleared that examination. Then I started teaching in this private university in Indore, which I'm currently teaching in, and I have regular experience post that.
Right. So first of all, you need to check on your joining date and all those things. If by
Yes.
15th June, if you
Yeah.
if your work experience is beyond 24 months,
Yeah.
then you are not eligible to apply to YL.
Okay.
Okay. If
Yeah.
it's not the case, you are very much eligible, you can apply, right?
Okay.
Talking about the 4% of people from academia, research, and all those things,
Hmm.
that's for the PGP, not the YL.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it goes on to show that we are open for any and every profile, right? Again, it is not a normal thing for people who are in academia into teaching and all to go for an MBA. Till few years back, doctors were just into their clinical thing and to all those things. Doctor profile was not considered. People who were into medicine practicing, they were not considering MBA as an option. Now they have started doing it, right?
Hmm.
Same goes for your profile also. That if in about 1.5 year you believe that, or maybe you think that marketing is something which you want to pursue. Going forward, you want to do an MBA, you can definitely do that. I mean, it will be considered as diversity for sure. That's one added advantage which you have it. Just check whether are you completing 15 months by, sorry, 24 months by 15th June. That's the catch. If that's not the case, very
Hmm.
much eligible. If you're not eligible, then go for PGP. Yeah.
So I do stand an equal chance as those candidates that they have.
Oh, very much, very much, very much. Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. And
All the
this,
best.
before we take next question, ma'am, I would like to address one thing to everyone. We do not have cutoff for GMAT or GRE or CAT CAT, or your UG, that if you're below 50% or below 60% in your UG, you can't apply. No, that's not the case. If you are not 99.99 percentile in CAT, or you're not 725 GMAT, or 339 or 335 GRE, you are not eligible to apply. No, your test scores are just one of the parameters. Your UG scores are one of the parameters. What we take into consideration is a holistic evaluation. Your entire profile is considered. Your 12th score, 10th, we don't even ask. Your 12th scores, your graduation. If you have any work experience, you will get some points. That's it. If you don't have any, you're not at any disadvantage. Your essays, yeah, 3 essays, very important. Take those essays very seriously. What are those topics? I'm not gonna write it here. You need to log in and to check. Yeah. uh, and then you are free to take anybody's help. You are at the right place in Jamboree. There are enough and more people to help you out there. It should be your story. There are no templates that we are looking for these many people. You should have these things in your profile. No, it's your life. It's your life journey. You need to tell us that why do you need to do an MBA? Why do you need to come to ISB? Yeah. You can have 60% in your UG, 70% in your UG. You can very much apply. If you feel that one of the aspect of your application is something which can bring you down, in terms of competition, compensated with other, you know, there's something called control the controllables. You can't go back in 12th. You can't reappear in 12th. You can't change it. You can't, if you have already been graduated, you can't change your scores, UG. There's nothing can be done about it. If you're still in your graduation, fine, you still have at least one semester to catch up that way. If you're already a graduate, fine, no worries. You can't do thing, you can't change. How you can make differences through your scores. It can be GMAT, it can be GRE or CAT. Yeah, score as good as possible. There is no minimum or maximum for CAT. That sorry, GMAT, GRE, or as well as CAT, right? So this is what it is, and we don't do profile evaluation. Somebody has
So
just read up.
I mean, I am seeing a lot of questions in the chat around the exams. So just to repeat very slowly. So you cannot replace a GMAT, GRE, CAT score with IELTS or TOEFL score. So it's not, so if you have to, it's not, if you can decide whether you want to take GMAT or GRE or CAT. So one of those scores, one of those exams you have to take. The IELTS and TOEFL you have to take only if your bachelor's degree medium of instruction was not English, which mostly probably you guys had studied or done your bachelor's degree in English, right? So the decisions would be GMAT or GRE or CAT, right? So take an exam that suits you. ISB is not going to give preference for like to GMAT over GRE or CAT over GRE. That's not the case. So pick an exam that is best suited for you. Yes, CAT is an exam that happens only once a year. So if you did not take the 2024 CAT, and if you now want to apply in the March 16 deadline, then you cannot take CAT, obviously. You will have to take either the GRE or the GMAT. But if
Yeah.
you are targeting the 2026 intake of ISB, then in 2025 this year, you can take either the CAT or the GMAT or the GRE, right? Having said that, please remember that CAT happens only once a year. If you do not get a desired percentile, then there is no way for you to fix that. So in that sense, GMAT and GRE, they have a slight advantage. You can take these exams whenever you are ready. They are conducted 5 times a week, so Monday through Friday. And if you do not get a good score in your first attempt, you can retake within a month. So GMAT and GRE, they have a slight advantage over the CAT purely because they are more convenient. That's all. So, but yes, pick an exam that suits you the best. Don't get confused about, don't worry about ISB preferring one exam over the other. That is
No,
not
we
the
don't
case,
have any
right?
preferential
Yeah,
treatment to any of the tests. Both the
right,
test, or I mean, in fact, all three tests are equal to us.
right, right.
Nobody changes CAT into GMAT or GRE, or GRE into GMAT or GMAT into CAT. Nobody does that. All three tests are equal to us. So there's
Yeah,
absolutely no preferential treatment. Yeah.
right. And there are no cutoffs also. I think Kaushik just said, right now, there are no cutoffs. So I am seeing a lot of questions around exams and cutoffs. So see, ISB admissions process is different from your the IIM programs. There are no cutoffs. It's not that if you get 99 percentile, you will get the interview call. It's not like that.
Yeah.
If you look at the application process of ISB, you have to write essays, letters of recommendations. There are a lot of different aspects, not just the exam score. So there are no cutoffs, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Somebody
let's
asked,
now,
ma'am,
yeah,
in the chat
yeah,
that what is GD thing? We don't have GD. We have only
yeah, yeah,
interview. So we
yeah,
don't have GD. Yeah.
right. Vedant Savaria, right? So I can ask your question.
Hi, good evening. My name is Vedant.
Right.
I had a few questions. The first question I had was, is there any format for the LOR as such, or like a sample LOR that we need to follow, or is it at the discretion of whoever we are getting our LOR from?
Did you join late, Vedant?
Yeah, I joined a little late. I heard that in the LOR we can either go for the LOR from our professors, or if we have worked somewhere, then a professional LOR would be better. But
So Vedant, LOR at ISB is not a manual process wherein you need to get it on a letterhead or something. Have you logged into the application portal or not yet?
yes, I am.
So recommendation part, seventh or the eighth part on the application is an LOR thing. You need to enter 7 or 8 details of the person, and then you have to trigger a link. You generate a link from the application portal. It will go to the person who's going to do your LOR. You need to mention email ID, contact number, and everything. So it's an electronic LOR. They have to open the
Okay,
link. There are questions. They have to, choose from options. There are questions they have to write about you.
all right, understood. A second question that I had was, I did my undergraduate degree, which completed in April 2021, and starting from February 2022. I worked at ICICI Prudential, but it was like a 6 month internship, a mandatory internship before we could be eligible for a full-time offer. And my full-time work started from August 22 and it ended in July 24, which is 23 months, 22 months up till June 15. So is the internship also included? Like, will it be counted as work experience?
Yes, it will be because it was after your graduation, and then you change that internship into your full-time role, so it will be considered as full-time experience. Yes.
So if I consider it as full-time experience, then my total work experience, including my internship, would be 28 months.
By June 15th, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So I won't be able to apply for the YLP programs that.
YL, there's no YLP. YLP we have discontinued. PGP YL, yes.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
PGP.
not eligible to apply. Yeah.
And for the PGP, like the flagship program, where like
We
can
don't
I
have any
apply over
flagship program. All programs at ISB are flagship. I don't know why people call it a flagship. No, there's no flagship program at ISB. Yeah, go ahead.
there? So, which program can I apply for if not the PGP
PGP, the
YL?
1 year full-time residential program, the 1 year PGP.
Okay, but for that I would need a GMAT or a GRE, right? Or is CAT score also applicable over there?
No, CAT is only applicable for PGP while GMAT and GRE are the accepted tests for PGP.
All right. Um,
I am seeing a couple of questions, Kaushik, around, will the PGP YL program have a third round of applications as well?
No, there is not going to be any third round.
And there's another question that if somebody submits the application on March 16th, the deadline, so by like when's the latest that they can take the GMAT or GRE exam?
So I mean, they can choose to take they can choose to take their test, even on 16th March, but not after the deadline. They have to submit one of the test scores. It can be unofficial, yeah, unofficial score. Yes, that's
Right, right.
fine. But they should take the tests before submitting the application.
Right, right. So couple of you were saying that you can submit a score by 31st August. I'm not sure what website you are looking at. So the deadline also means that the last date by when you should be taking the exam, right? Just to
Yes,
clarify for everybody.
I am.
Okay,
I'm just mentioning
yeah,
the program page here.
yeah, yeah.
Just
This, yeah.
refer to that, everyone. Do not go for any third party or people making certain claims. Don't do that. You have a website, you have a number there, you have email IDs. Not everybody who's talking to you in a nice way is your friend. No, don't rely on third party information. You are there at the right place. Speak to people in Jamboree. If they have answer, fine, they will reach out to us if they do not have any answer. But not beyond these things, maybe somebody making certain claims. No, I have mentioned the website here. Go, please have a look. Yeah. Yes, there
Kaushik,
is an
one
application
more,
fee,
right.
Havish. Yeah.
So it is another interesting question that let's after the bachelor's degree, if somebody did an internship, like an unpaid internship or maybe a paid internship, 3, 4 months, but that did not convert to a job offer, that did not convert to a full-time work experience. Will that still be counted in the 24-month, work experience criteria?
No, but it will be considered as part-time. They can mention it because it was an unpaid activity. It will be considered as a part-time thing, not full-time.
If it is paid, then if it's a paid internship in that case,
Paid internship, so yes, it will be considered as
it will
full-time.
be counted. Okay. So unpaid, so just to clarify to everybody who had some questions like that, unpaid internship, even if it is after your bachelor's degree, it will not be counted as in your like the 24-month work experience for the PGP YL program. Okay, there's a question. Yes, Vaishnav Karwal. You can unmute yourself.
Yeah, hello, sir. I received a call from someone about this webinar about ISB, and on top of this, I was much curated in joining for this ISB because I had this one mentor of who studied at ISB Hyderabad. I think most of the people know it is Ankur Variku. I think he had studied in ISB. Sir, my question to you is: you talked about PGP YL program. Is this equivalent to a master's diploma or is it equivalent to an MBA?
It is equivalent to an MBA.
Okay, okay. And if I only is this only one parameter, so like the GRE or GMAT, is there any cutoff like 314 or something like that? Do you require anything? Because the person that who called me said that 320 is to be required, something like that. He said.
No, there is
No,
no
I
cutoff.
no cutoff.
Okay.
I think we have said it enough. I request everybody to please pay attention that there are no cutoffs for the exam scores. There are no cutoffs for academic percentages. I know it's a little confusing because for the under the CAT exam there's a 50% cutoff, so it might be a little confusing for especially for freshers, college students. But yes, to reiterate, there are no cutoffs for the exam scores. Neither is there any cutoff for your bachelor's degree percentage. Okay, moving on. Yash Shah, what's your question?
We'll have a range, ma'am, once we'll have full-fledged class in
Right.
month of July. So we'll have range for GMAT and GRE as well as CAT, like we have it in PGP. So by August, September, we'll have an idea that, the current class, which is functioning, which will start functioning in July, it is functioning in what range. So that's when we'll have our a median score or a average score that way, but as of now there's nothing.
So those of you who are targeting 2026, you would get an idea about, what's a median score. So you can then in a way say, okay, if I want to improve my chances, I should have something higher than that. So that will be a good point to target, while preparing for your exams. But even that does not mean that you will be completely, not considered if you fall below the median.
Exactly, ma'am. Ma'am, before we go to Yash, I would like to. I'm sure you know it. A PGP class, the range is 610, 620 to
Right, right,
780. That is the
right.
conventional way, and guys change it into the focus way. We also refer it is there on MBA.com. And
Right.
there are people with as low as 620, 610, and then up to 780. The median is about 720. And for
Right.
GRA, it's 319 to 339, right?
Right.
And that's about 325, 327, the median or the average. So this is
Right.
what it is. Yeah,
We had students like a couple of doctors who had gotten with 610, 630, and then there
correct.
are some people who didn't even get it with 740 because there are other parameters in play, not just this course. Yes,
Yeah,
yes. You can unmute yourself and ask
Am
your
I
question.
audible?
Yep. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, sorry, this is Astha. Actually, I'm using my brother's Zoom account.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so hello, sir. I wanted to ask. So I have 16 months of work ex right after my graduation.
Till today or till
No,
Feb.
I left my job after that. So I left my job in October 2024.
Okay.
And then I took break in like November and December and wrote CAT and ZAT and all. And then from January 2025, that is last month, I started helping my dad in his family business, but I'm not drawing any salary. So I'll continue this like work helping my dad only. So is this considered a gap year or is it considered full time?
No,
My
it will be are you drawing any salary
no.
no? So it will be considered as work but as part-time. Yeah.
Okay, so then my gap months, so if it's considered part-time, then I'll have like gap months around 7, 8 months till 15th June. So is it fine?
Not gap month. I mean, you're anyways helping your family business, right?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
Hmm.
it getting paid or not getting paid is a different thing, but you're doing something. That's fine. It's not gap. There's no significant gap in your application. I mean, in
So
your
I am eligible
profile.
for this new program, right?
Yeah, very much. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay,
See,
thank you, sir.
October was your last month. November,
Yeah.
December, 2 months. That is not even considered as gap because it's not considered. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
January you started working, and that's again like not getting paid, so that's okay. Try and from next month onwards, ask your dad to pay it in your bank account internally. How you guys manage that's totally on you, but it should reflect as salary. So that's okay. I mean, 2 months of part-time work experience in family, and then later on you started getting paid. It will be considered as full time. That's fine. And even if it's not the case, that's fine. It won't be considered as gap. You're doing something. That's it.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. I also wanted to know the batch size for this new course, if it's
Uh,
okay.
140 to 150.
Okay. Thank you.
Kaushik, so one question is, so you mentioned that 2-3 months would not be considered as gap. There are students who after their college they take some months gap to prepare for the GMAT exam or just to work on your profile or just to apply, etc. So how many months gap would it be considered as a gap?
I mean, up to 4 5 months is fine, because at times what happens is you got graduated in April or May, and then you have an offer letter, but your joining got postponed or something or the other. So till 4 5 months is fine. I mean, that's not even a problem. Beyond 6 months, if it is beyond five
Yeah.
months, then it's a gap. Then that you need to, specify that what were the reasons. So that's okay. 2 3 months, I guess. No, no, nobody's gonna even ask.
Yes, Ayush, what's your question?
Hello, sir. I just wanted to ask that in 10th standard, I scored 95%, and then 12th, I scored 69%. And after that, I did 1 year BSc, but I realized that it was not my interest, so I went for BBN. So I'm continuing my BBA right now. So I wanted to ask that all this, like the 12th ka 69% and this 1 year change, would it affect my ISB ka application, or it won't really?
No, it won't affect. I mean, you changed it, that's fine. I mean, during your 12th, you do not have a class. First of all, we don't even, I mean, we don't consider 10th scores. We don't even ask for it. It's 12th onwards when we start considering. So 12th, yes, it will be considered. Uh, BSc, you discontinued, that's fine. I mean, we understand that there was no clarity, it was forced or something, that's okay. You got a clarity and then you're continuing something, that's fine.
Okay, but I wanted to ask that is there any cutoff for 12th standard ka marks? Like it should be above 90 or something to get into ISB. Is that a criteria?
We have mentioned it enough and more time. There is no cutoff in regards to a test score or your UG or your 12th score.
Okay, so I can make it up for the for that 12th standard score in GMAT and GRE.
Absolutely. You are in second year, right?
Yeah. I'm not in second year. I'm in first year right now. I will be starting my second year in June.
You have 2 more
Oh,
years
okay.
to cover up. You
Yeah, yeah,
know,
yeah.
you have 1 semester exam left, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah. The second semester exam is not yet conducted.
So you have almost 2.5 years, I mean, 5 semesters in your hand to compensate for your 12th. If you consider 69 as a low thing, then you have enough and more time. Go for
Correct, correct.
internships, take multiple internship.
Yeah,
If you would like to maybe take any course, an upskilling course, it can be anything, not just for the sake of application. You are doing BBM. If you feel that, one particular course is something which is going to help you in a longer run in your career, do an extra course during your free time. It can be 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, anything, online, offline, anything is fine. You have 5 semesters in your hand to compensate for 12th. And of course, great GMAT or a GRE or CAT, which whatever you plan to take it in a couple of years.
so Ayush, I would recommend then if you have left your number, then or you can just reach out to us. We work with students actually, right? For first year, second year students to help them guide them about how to what components to add to their profiles. It can be something around international internships or maybe social impact projects. So we do
Yes,
help students add such components to their profile, guide them about what are the right things to do. Ultimately, it's not the quantity of things that you have in your profile, but the quality of the things. So for
correct.
those of you who are in the first year, second year, you can please leave your number in the chat or reach out to us. Yeah, that's what we do. We guide students add the right components, to their profiles so that you are utilizing your time in a more efficient manner. All right, so we'll take three more questions. In the meantime, if we have not been able to answer your questions, I repeat, please leave your number in the chat along with your questions. We will be calling you. Right. So there's a question around students with learning disabilities like autism or maybe dyslexia. Are there special support systems in ISP? Can they apply first of all?
Very
Do
much.
they get accommodations in terms of their GMAT score cutoffs and all?
Very much, and they need to they need to highlight these things through their application. If they're
Mm.
shortlisted, they need to get in touch with us. They can yeah, our campus is absolutely, you know, friendly in terms of disabilities and all those things. I would like to highlight one thing, ma'am. We have an alum called Shravya. Uh, I forgot her full name. I'm so sorry. She's working with Wells Fargo. She couldn't see at all. She's
Okay.
100% that way,
Really blind.
disability in terms of seeing, blind, absolutely blind. Shravya, she's working Wells Fargo. She's one of the VPs. She has
Oh,
completed her 1 year PGP absolutely in a flawless way. Not just that, she was one of the Dean's List awardees also.
okay. Okay.
So
Great.
need not to worry about those disabilities. Yes, communicate to us well in advance through your application. If you get shortlisted for your accommodation and all those things, it will be well taken care. Need not to worry.
There are a couple of questions in the chat asking about, okay, how do students prove their work experience? So, what are the things that ISB is going to check on if somebody says, I have worked here, I have worked there, what are the evaluation
So if it's
parameters?
a full-time work ex or a part-time, of course, there's going to be, I mean, it doesn't happen for everyone. If people are shortlisted, if they have been shortlisted for the class, if they have offer letter, if they confirm that they are joining, a third-party verification happens once they join the class. So that's when we reach out to organizations wherein they have worked for internship or full time or part time. That's how we verify. So there is an ecosystem. So don't worry about these things, folks. Their ISB has been doing it for last 23 years,
Right.
uh, and we'll continue to do so. Yeah.
So, what's your question?
Hello, good evening, sir. Am I audible?
Hi, Sure. Yeah.
Yes.
Uh, so my question is that actually I've graduated in the year 2023. I've done my bachelor's in economics, and after that I've done few internships. And after two internships, I was working with my father in and helping him in the family business. So am I eligible for the YLP program, or is the other way around?
YLP, we don't have any more YLP. It is YL.
Sorry, I'm extremely
Are
sorry.
we talking about the same program about the
Yeah.
as it
Sorry.
YL, PGP YL?
Yeah.
So, you graduated last year and you did BBA economics, right?
Economics honors, yeah.
Economic honors,
Yeah.
working in family business for last 1 year, yeah?
More than a year.
More than a year. And are you getting paid?
Actually not getting paid, but yeah, I have my father's credit card, so that it doesn't count as yeah, paid. That's
Do you have a bank account?
yeah, of course. Yeah.
Uh, do you get certain amount per month as salary?
Not actually
No.
not per month, but on a basis of, yeah, I have got some money, but not regularly basis.
Yeah. So no, it won't be considered as full-time workings. It will be
Okay.
considered, but as part-time, yeah.
Okay. And my second question is that, as in, if I want to apply for the same, so the LOR part, so whom would you recommend me to take an LOR?
You graduated last year only, so you can go back to faculty for it, or else any of your vendor or any of a client.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah, not family. No, no,
Ah,
it will be a family LOR. It can be. And what kind of business is it?
it's a production. We have a manufacturing plant.
Great. So I'm sure a lot of vendors, a lot of clients. So you
Yeah.
can go back to them. They can vouch for the skill sets which you have it, or you can go for an academic thing. But
Okay.
it's been more than a year, so go for a professional one. Yeah, reach out to the client or the vendor.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Shrestha Sethi. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing the
Shresh.
name correctly.
Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hello, Kaushik sir. So I just had a few questions regarding it. The
Mhm.
first is, so I'm currently working for an MNC. So I'm planning to quit that and work on my GMAT. Since I can't apply for the second round that is in March. So when is the latest I can apply, at least for the next year MBA, as well as is it advisable for me to take a gap year, work on GMAT, or continue working as well as doing GMAT?
I mean, okay. First of all, leaving a job for GMAT prep or GRE prep, it's something personally, this is my personal opinion. It is not advisable. I mean, if you are disciplined and then if you can just take out 2 3 hours, those things 4 hours every day, so you can sail through easily GPAT and GI. That's totally on you. It is on individual basis. I can't tell whether you should quit your job or not. Reach out to people in Jamboree, your educators and mentors. They can guide you whether you should leave a job or not. I'm not the right person that way. Secondly, the next admission cycle will start, I guess, in August end or September. It will be updated on the website, and that's when you can start applying.
Okay, got it. I just had another follow-up question. So in case I, leave the job and continue working on the family business alongside it, and you know, uh, since I can't take up the March, so I can take up the next one that is you're saying approximately around September or something as such.
September, that's when the round will start. Deadline, I'm not sure
Okay.
whether it's gonna be October or November or December.
Okay.
It will be updated in a due course. In due course, one we have a class, but portal will open back in August and September. Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect. Got it. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay. Hi, Trisha.
So last question of the day. If we have not been able to answer your questions, I repeat everybody. Those of you who have left your numbers and the questions, we will call you. Hopefully by tomorrow, we'll call you. If not, please leave your numbers. And of course, Kaushik has already shared the ISB PGP YL number and email IDs. Feel free to reach out on those details as well. Yes, Trisha, please go ahead.
Yeah. Hi, can you hear me?
Hi.
Okay, so through the years, ISB have different types of programs. This is the first time they're launching the YL program. Would there be any differentiation between the PG Max or PG Pro programs with this one regarding placements or any other?
So placements are there only in PGP, the
Yeah,
1 year full-time residential program, the modular programs, the Pro and Max and family business. First of all, family business program, it's not meant for placement because it is meant for people who are into family business.
yeah,
They are second generation, third generation entrepreneurs. That way, Pro and Max, that is meant for working professional. It is not a full-time program, so there is no placement there. However, people do make transition, people do change jobs, profiles and all those things through networking by leveraging the alum network because they are the part of the same alum group that way. uh, yes, that's what it is. And talking about the placement for PGP YL, I mean, PGP placement and PGP YL placements are going to be different very much. I mean, uh, and even in PGP, not everybody is eligible for all the roles, Trisha. You have to understand, and this is for the
yeah,
larger audience. Try and understand they because the class has work experience from 24 months to 24 years, right? That's
yeah,
huge. Yeah.
yeah,
So not everybody is eligible for all the roles. Yeah.
true.
So
Yeah,
even in that program, I mean, so yeah, here you will have max people up to 2 years of work ex. So here roles and designations that way they're going to be almost same. I mean, of course, it can be to an internship route to maybe to consulting firms, MBBs, big fours of the world, IB roles, the management trainee programs with Nestle, HUL, and all those things. Those roles which were not coming in PGP, right?
yeah,
Those roles we will have it here. So it is going to be
okay,
different from PGP for sure.
understood.
In
And
PGP, we come with a motive of transition, you know.
okay,
Yeah,
yeah. Also, I think there wouldn't be any difference for the quality of education.
not at all.
Yeah,
Rest
I
assured,
got it. Understood. Thank you.
not at all.
So that's all for today. Uh, Thank you, everyone. Thank you for attending this. And it was a very insightful session. Kaushik, thank you for your insights and your detail and your patience with our students answering their questions.
Pleasure.
Any parting words, Kaushik, if somebody is looking at the 2026 intake for this PGPUIL program, how should one go about working on their profiles and making sure that their chances of admission increase? Because I have heard this crazy thing that you guys have already received close to more than 4,000 applications in round one,
No,
so
that's not the case.
someone mentioned that there are more than 4,000 applications till now. So the competition is going to be
I mean,
crazy. So how
I
to
can't. I can definitely
uh,
not disclose the
right,
number of application. I
right,
can't.
right, right,
I'm not supposed to do that.
right.
Uh, but no, it's not 4,000.
Okay, okay. So,
Yeah.
but still, how can our students improve their chances of admission next year?
Right. So, ma'am, first of all, people who are planning to apply in the next admission cycle, they'll have some, few more extra information in terms of the ranges of test scores, all those three tests, uh, and then, kind of profiles which we have it in class and all those things. Also, we'll have summer internship, the placements. By then, people will have a slight idea that, how our placements are better than other schools in terms of course it's not a final placement, but through summer placements you get some idea that these are the good things in terms of monetary numbers and profiles. That way those things people will have an idea, they'll be able to make decision in a faster way than people who are applying for the founding class. Also in terms of profiles, fine, I mean, if you if, I mentioned it earlier, control the controllables. You can't go back into 12th, you can't appear for 12th, you can't change anything, right? It's not in your hand anymore. It's not possible. If you're still in graduation, like there was a gentleman who is in first year, fine, you have a lot of semesters in your hand, 4 5 semesters. If you are a 4 years program, you have around, how many, I mean, 6 7 semesters in your hand, right? Each and every semester, they try and show improvement. Yeah. uh, score as good as possible. If you feel that one of the profile as aspect as per you, it is on a lower side, compensated with other. It can be your test scores, your UG scores, CGPA, and all those things. A very compelling essay. Essays are very important. It can make or break your application. Take them very seriously. It should be your story, not a cut paste copy job. No, do not shy away from mentioning your failures if there are any. Professional ones. Let me rephrase a professional failures. If you want to go for maybe a few extra internships apart from the regular ones, the mandatory ones, try and do a certification, anything. Okay, certification and internship, not for the sake of application. Don't do that. If for the sake of your career, yeah, that this is a skill which is required in today's world, regardless of which industry you're going into. Those things readily available on web. Read about those things. Go for a course if possible. Go for an internship for practical exposure, not for the sake of application. Of course, once you showcase it, you will have some extra points, for sure. Yeah, that's it. And a great LOR. Figure out, you still have a lot of time. Reach out to a faculty, favorite faculty, or maybe your boss, that I'm planning next year for this program, and then I need a LOR. That's it. Nothing much. Yeah.
Thank you so much. All the best, everyone. I hope you guys are able to submit a competitive application. All the best. Thank you, Kaushik. Have a great weekend.
Thank you so much for having me here, ma'am. Wish you all the best, everyone. Hope to see a lot of you on campus in about few months, around 4 5 months from now. And thank you so much. Bye bye.
Bye.